Hi guys and girls, I'm Obsidian Ant and welcome to Rodina. Now, for those of you that have been watching the channel for quite a long time, you'll remember me having played this game quite a long while back. It is actually it's a space-based game developed by a lone developer, and it's rather interesting. It has a planetary landing, and as well as the ability to get out and actually walk around, as you can see here. So I'm down on the surface of a planet. Oh, here we are. We start out completely unknown. My serial number is SRA0017, and I do believe in just a moment we're going to be able to completely change that. Right, your name is Sarah? No, my name is not Sarah. My name is, so we can see the keyboard, Obsidian. My name is Obsidian, acknowledged. Right, so over there in the green dot, we can see, press T while looking at something like the sun to target it. So essentially what I'm going to do here is just do a little bit of a playthrough of the first 20 or 30 minutes of Rodina, just to give you a bit of an idea of what it's like. And then I'll return to the game later on in another video, and we'll do the usual type of videos, basically documenting my various adventures through the game. So there you can see the galactic core. I don't know if we're in the Milky Way, if I'm being perfectly honest. I don't believe we are, but we may be. So look at the sun. We can actually target that. Good. Pressing the tab will cancel targeting. So this has been in active development for quite a while now, and it does keep going through a lot of iterations with a lot of different updates coming out. Toggle on our light. That's an extremely far-reaching light when you compare it to some other planetary games out there. The lights of the ships don't shine very far, let alone the little torchlight our guys get to hold. Now, of course, it's quite hard to actually see the or to judge the distance to the horizon there, as it is sometimes a case with the planetary bodies. But we are on a asteroid. We got a bit of a jetpack there. I don't think it recharges, although maybe it does. And some rather fantastic music there, as I've mentioned previously in videos like this. So the green dot represents our ship, and we can head over that way now. And there will be, of course, activities over on the surface of planets. Some missions or some objectives will require us to get out and have a bit of a walk around. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I do believe that Rodina was doing planetary landings long before Elite Dangerous was even doing them. So yeah, it's been out there for quite a while. As we get up into space, you'll be able to see that we can travel from planetary body to planetary body, and sometimes that means landing on, I don't want to fall down in the gullies here, sometimes that means landing on moons, sometimes fully atmospheric planets. Other times, like this one, it will be asteroids. Now, you'll find that gravity does have an effect as well. It'll determine how high you can actually jump, and just look how high I can jump here. And of course, that's without using the jetpack. The jetpack is to slow my descent because I don't want to take any damage as I actually fall. So unfortunately, ships are not particularly spectacularly designed in this game, but that's largely to be expected because, well, it's not that type of game. It's not all about the spaceships as such, but rather it's about your adventures out here. And I just want to get up a little bit higher, just so I can get a good feel for the actual environment and the body that we're sitting on here. And you can see off to the horizon a little bit better. And this is the thing, the horizon is actually very, very close, and as you can probably tell, that's not due to draw distance. It's actually due to the size of the rock that we're on here. The smaller the rock, the closer the horizon is actually going to be. Although I would expect to see perhaps a bit of a curvature here to the left and right hand sides of the screen, because, well, it's a spherical object we're sitting on, but perhaps it's because our FOV is relatively low. So there is our ship. It looks a bit like a black hole in the ground from this perspective. We can actually get inside of here. There's the entrance to our ship. Going to get a bit of a look around the exterior of the ship. There's some almost wing-like elements to it, and the front of the ship, which is, I believe, where the bridge is located, and we'll see a bit more of that in just a moment. Now, one thing that's really nice about Rodina is that you can customize the interior of your ship, and that doesn't just mean in terms of decorations. It also means that you can completely revise the layout, where you want certain cabins, where you want corridors, and so on. So we can open we've got airlock computer and we've got airlock door. I don't know what one we actually need first. Open airlock out, close airlock. I guess we should close the airlock, and here we're going to pressurize, and we can then go inside. So inside we got various different things we can actually pick up. We got our weapons, and I believe somewhere around here is also a fire extinguisher. Yep, and just perhaps you'll see what that is actually needed for a little bit further into the video, but if not, we'll see that in the future. So there's generally fire extinguishers in most places, and everything is interactable, or so I thought. Don't seem we can turn the taps on here. I thought we could previously. Perhaps I'm using the wrong interact key or something here. Okay, fair enough. I was thinking F or E to interact, maybe not. It's a little bit strange. I'm either completely losing my mind here and forgetting, or something's changed. Yeah, F is to activate. Okay, well, it doesn't look like we can actually activate those particular items, but not a problem. And of course I was using F to go through the doors anyway, so you can see there's various rooms in here, and some of these we'll be able to store items in or interact with them in various other ways. But perhaps the most, well, there's actually two very interesting parts here. Modify ship layout, which is actually what I was talking about before we come into the ship initially, and you can see me just moving one of the corridors around unintentionally there. But you can see this is the layout of our ship, and we've actually come in from the back here. There's the airlock, and there's the first room you saw me in, and the second room you saw me in with the larger crate, and this is the main entrance room where you saw me as well. So we can go through this door here and basically up towards the front of the ship. This is the bridge, and contrary to what I said earlier, the bridge is not right at the front of the ship. There's actually different habitation rooms. The ship layout then is something we'll come back to at another point, but I just wanted to show you that it's actually there, and this is one of the rooms I was looking at modifying. So different tile set here, and that's something again you'll be able to switch between. And you can see we're back in the room here with the crate, so very easy to walk around your ship. And here is the pilot wave radio, and what that is well, it's some missions or messages. Priority channel communication received. Citizen, the mission is in danger. Our brave vanguard has been attacked by ships of unknown origin. Your fellow colonists have been scattered and destroyed. It is by providence alone that you have survived. The great ship Rodina will enter the system in but a few scant years. If this enemy host is not defeated, the millions of souls aboard Rodina and our dreams for a bright future will surely fail. You are our only hope for salvation. Repel the enemy hordes and secure a mighty foothold in the Zorica system. Your brother and sister colonists are dependent on you. Your ship is yet ill-equipped for your glorious mission. You must outfit it with a more powerful drive, one capable of traversing the blackness of space. Go and acquire one. Okay, and we've got an encrypted message here. You need to find the decryption keys before opening the encrypted communications. And here you can see the front of our ship, or the bridge of our ship, the command deck. And we've got a gorgeous view out here. I don't quite remember it looking like this the last time I played. So there's a pilot station, and there will be a few more stations around here as well. And you can see the various status parts of our ship. We can open all doors. What use would that be, perhaps? Well, it would open the ship to the vacuum of space, thereby putting out any fire, starving the fire of the fuel it needs. So the Zurika system. We've got our location. Astronomy. Zurika is the name of the central star. We've got some goals and other data there. And we're going to keep looking around the ship for just a few moments. Some stairs going up to the crew quarters. And maybe that is the captain's quarters, as it's much larger. We'll have a look just quickly off to the side here. A ready room or an office of some type, maybe. Okay, well, that's enough. Oh, and another room over here. And this is quite interesting, isn't it, here? It's almost illusionary. You'd think there, you're at the front of the ship looking out of a window. But really, it's actually a display, a giant TV, as it were, because as you come round, you can see it's actually a wall. And we can go around to the other rooms in the ship. Again, we've got an operations computer here, and down to probably engineering. The liminal drive is down here, the liminal drive. And this will allow us to accelerate up to some rather fantastic speeds when we finally take off and get up into space, which is what we're going to go and do now. Okay, so let's get into the pilot seat, and you can see that straight away we get an external view of the ship. Tab brings us back out of the seat again, and space lifts us off. Very easy to use the controls, WASD. And I'm not just following the instructions just yet, so that message is going to have to stay there a little bit longer. Instead, what I want to do is back up a little bit to give you a better impression of the asteroid that we're actually on there. And from this distance you can see it's actually rather small. Right, so now we're moving forward, and we're probably getting a few more instructions, ship instructions. Press the right mouse button to engage the clutch and coast. So that allows us to change speeds. And you can see in the top right hand corner of the screen, it gives us a little speed indicator. So at the moment we've only got 2 speeds. The relatively slow speed here that allows us to land near planets, and we hold down the clutch button, accelerate up, we can get up to combat speed here. And we got again back to docking speed. So try not to come in too hard here. We've got a few objects here that we can actually collect. That was actually closer than I expected it to be. So we can leave our ship here, probably bouncing around a little bit. And we're going to see what those objects are outside. Now hopefully one of them is the new ship drive that we actually need. Let's get a bit of light on out here. Over those objects to the front of the ship. It's actually amazing we didn't do any damage to the ship the way we landed there. A little bit hard to judge where the ship is in relation to the ground, because there wasn't much of a shadow there. The ground was a little bit too dark. So, okay, Merrick, we got out. I'm at a terminal in the spaceport. Not sure how much you guys saw over the link, but this little cable was blown from the start. What idiot technician did you get to encrypt these credentials? Mine and Beanie's were fine, but left-hand Pete's immediately scanned up as altered. I tried to talk our way out of it, but the gents at the security desk get their crunchios this morning, and we're having none of it. Then lots of running and shouting. We dodged in here and I ended up messaging you from Looney Central with naught to show for my many pains and bruises. If you'll be so kind, tell management I'm not rotting in a cell. I'll be in as soon as I can find a ride. Okay, so not too worried about all this. Got an empty crate. Cruise engine upgrade. You can now travel to other asteroids. Look up to find radar signals of heavenly bodies. Go explore it, and that's the thing we want. Look at all these so-called heavenly bodies up there. And another crate. I wonder if this one's empty. It is, but we're going to take it anyway. Oh, something else over there. There's actually quite a few things scattered around here. It's possible that they actually made their way out here from our own ship. When piloting the ship, tap R to switch to the secondary weapons. You can choose the secondary weapons and the operations computer. And as you can tell, my jetpack has replenished. It'll do that every time you go back in your ship. Funny how it didn't depressurize when we actually left though, isn't it? So let's see what it's like to fly to another star then, or another heavenly body. So what one do we want to look at here? None of them are actually labelled by default, but we can probably select some. That's unknown. 49 light seconds away. Zurika, the main star, is 35 light seconds away, so we're not too far out actually. And just possibly those stars, this central star, should look a lot larger, considering we're only 35 light seconds away from it. But then just maybe also it's a relatively small star. Right, let's go to this place over here, unless there's some planets, but I don't think we've got the capabilities of going to those just yet. Okay, so let's accelerate up to this minor asteroid, which is only... oh, that is far too close. I want to go somewhere a little bit further away than 50,000 kilometers, don't we? Oh no, they're all actually pretty close here. All minor asteroids. Okay, we'll go to one of these then. So now we're up to cruising speed, and you'll see us accelerating up to somewhat higher velocities. We haven't got much of an indication of exactly what speed we're doing here, and the ship won't drop down in speed automatically when we get close to the thing here, so we're going to have to take a bit of care to not overshoot, and I might overshoot a little bit. Now the red dot actually means there's an enemy there, but we're not going to worry about that until we actually get back to combat speed again. I'm going to target it and reduce down to combat speed. And we got like a scatter shot weapon that we can use to attack it. We can also use the missiles that we had earlier, but I actually want to try and save those for the occasions where we have multiple enemies. So I think we've got rid of that one. He's certainly burning up well, but he hasn't fully exploded yet, so I'm just going to keep on shooting at him, at least for the moment. Okay, we'll assume he's done for. So you can see another asteroid here, and there are some objects on here. And I want to slow down to docking speed. I'm going to try and land a little bit gentler this time. Unfortunately, there's no getting away from actually bouncing around a little bit. But any landing that you can actually walk away from, as the saying goes, any landing where we don't land upside down, I'm quite happy with. So let's see what we got out there this time. Now, we're talking about fires on board the ship earlier, and one of the ways of fire actually seems to be lit up in that crater. Where's the local star? Now, this is dark. It might be the ship lights lighting it up, perhaps. I'm just wondering if there's something down in the crater. But one of the ways, anyway, of fire starting is being attacked by the enemy vessels there. They will do damage to your ship and slowly damage modules and other areas on board your ship. And you will then need to, in addition to actually firing the weapons, you need to try and find a bit of time to get out on board your ship and put those fires out. Oh, there it is. I knew there was an object around here somewhere. I'm starting to wonder if I'd completely imagined it. So there's quite a few objects around here, and I don't know. Oh. Look at that little dude. Oh, there's another guy. How many of them around here? Actually, 3. Now, this actually reminds me of some of the older games from years and years ago, decades ago, actually. I'm talking about 8-bit days here. Okay. Hopefully that's all of them. Let's see what they were protecting. Right, the data stick here. What do I think about that? He hates gravity. We'll add that to the archives. Maybe we'll have a look at it another time. Not going to go reading these too much just yet because I don't think they're too relevant to what's going on at the moment. And we've got a few more missiles there. A decryption key. This key will allow you to read more of the encrypted communications on the FTL radio. Good. Okay, picking up plenty of missiles here. These are probably going to come in handy as time goes on. Now, I don't really see the need for picking up empty crates, but I'm going to try and pick up everything anyway. Okay, let's get back into our ship. We'll put the weapon away. And we'll go and try and decrypt that message. Just maybe it will tell us how to use the liminal drive, and get up to some higher speeds and travel a little bit further around the system that we find ourselves in. Alright, close airlock. No, it was towards the front of the ship, wasn't it? The comms panel. That was here. Right. Welcome to the onboard SA-10 operating system. Last system activity 391 days ago. Maybe we've been in cryogenic sleep or something, who knows, or maybe we've just come across this ship. A pending data transfer initiated by Deneva has completed. The file was successfully uploaded via remote connection. Read me immediately. Passing archive. Warning, polymorphic encryption was detected, but one or more of the associated key files was corrupted. Attempt to brute force decryption, which is obviously attempted. Right, let's move down. Incoming transmission. Rodina, please respond. Incoming transmission from Vanguard. Rodina, this is Vanguard comms, please respond. Incoming transmission. Source identified, Polo-class custom heavy transport. Designate Rodina. This is Rodina comms. We read you. Give us your status. We saw you make clean entry into the heliosphere. And then everything was cut. Be advised, Rodina, we have hostile Xeno contact. Repeat, hostile Xeno contact. We are repelling fire from 3 unknown vessels. Some kind of energy weapons. Took out half of our plating before we even disengaged the liminal drive. That's not possible. The system's empty. We've got the long-range data going back for 40 years on this. It's always been empty. Can you evade and re-engage the drive? Got a lot of text here, but I'm going to very quickly walk my way through it. Negative. We lost the primary pilot and most navigation in the first volley. So we're flying blind. The liminal drive is down. The computer auto-rejected everyone on the starboard side. We're trying to get some distance under conventional thrust, but they're right on us. Places at 40%. We need help, Rodina. What can you give us? I'm not sure I understand what you want exactly. We're still 5 or 6 years away at current speed. We can monitor you, but not much else beyond that. Science Division says Xeno is a negative. It must be another colony group. Maybe someone found a faster trajectory to the system. Can you identify any markings? These are Xeno hostiles, Rodina. Repeat, Xeno ET. Little green men, Xeno. Placings at 30%. You need to burn your fuel reserves or move to a faster trajectory, or, I don't know, try to blow out their transmitters with your comms. Do something. Negative. You want us to risk the entire mission. Okay, Vanguard, I have orders for you. We need you to get as close as you can to the hostiles and then detonate your drive. And it comes directly from the council. Screw you, Rodina. Placings at 10%. I'm launching all our life pods and ordering at the core eject in the opposite direction. If the hostiles follow the core, we may be able to get a few life pods into the asteroid belts and hide. Okay, which they don't want us to do. Any surviving Vanguard crew, this is your parent colony ship, the Rodina. If you are receiving communications, it is imperative that you contact us on private frequency. Your survival and our survival depends on it. Okay, so can we actually communicate back? Doesn't seem so, at least not yet. So the idea then for now is to get into the ship, head off up into space, and see what's been scattered around the rest of the asteroids here. Just maybe we can find the core of our ship, and just maybe we can find some more information as to what's going on with Rodina, as well as the rest of our crew. Maybe some of them managed to survive. Plenty of asteroids to head to. Fortunately, it seems that there's either that something scattered on each of these, or that the game is very generous in letting us find something on each of them, or at least the ones that we get close to. So it looks like another hostile contact there, and you can see we're actually drifting a little bit here, which I'm happy with. So was that a hostile contact? It was red. Maybe they're guarding something. Or maybe not. Maybe I can land there and it's an object we can actually collect. Heading down anyway. And we'll see what we can find. So another problem here, or it's not really a problem, of course, it's the same with many of these games, is due to the... Oh, we're going to tip? No, we're not. Due to the vast distances in space and the speed at which you can travel at, those objects over there actually look pretty close, don't they? But I'm assuming that by the time we get out, we'll actually see that when it comes to walking that distance, it's a lot further away than we might expect. And again, I've opened the airlock without decompressing, but the ship seems happy to allow me to do that. I think these are actually going to be hostiles, aren't they? So in the end, they were hostiles. Let's see how many of them we can take on. Don't seem they were actually guarding anything. Are they different colours? No, they're all the same, so they're all after me. Seems we're alright in terms of health, though. Right, and they're all down. And nothing else here aside from that. So, time to return back to the ship. Time to explore the rest of the asteroids around here in this system and I guess we'll see what we can find, but we'll pick that up in a future video. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys and girls next time.